Good morning. Good morning. I am, once again, a little bit behind, but I'm getting better. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here on Wednesday, September 1st, 2021, to start Wudang Taiji Sword. I have been teaching for the past month some basic sword methods. Now we're going to apply them. Alright, now we're going to get to work with them, and we're going to learn a few new things, as well as reviewing some of these few things that we had already learned. Put my coffee down and get started. Alright. So, as with pretty much everything else that I do, we're going to do basic stretch first. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight, pull up through the crown of the head. Open the arms. Arms circle to the front. Back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Reach out over the legs. Bend the knees. Three times. Keep the shoulders down. One more time. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Right leg front. Yeah, I'm going now. I really was going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Other side, remember to push into the heel, not into the knee. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And relax. All right. So, I'm looking over here. It looks like I've got a good connection. Yay. Also, I'm paying attention to how things appear. It looks generally pretty good. I'm happy with that. My goal for this class is 2 parts. One part is to share, as best as I can through video, Wudang Taiji Sword. The other, and very tightly related, goal that I have is to document Wudang Taiji Sword, so that there is a recorded, and it's recorded by me, instruction for how to do this. It's one thing to have learned it and be able to teach it. I want just a little bit more. I want that recording so that maybe in 30 years, when I'm not here anymore, somebody might be still learning from me because I recorded this. So, I have a couple of different goals with this. Anyway. Sword practice. Having sword. Alright, well, it skipped for a minute, but it came right back. So, oh, I hope. Anyway, alright, so getting sword, having your sword in hand, readily available, right? I did not get to take my coffee with me to the park, but I did. little history. Okay, start everything with a little history, right? When I very first started learning straight sword, I was here in the U.S. and I was learning Yang style. But when I went to China, I actually learned Wudang sword in China. And one of the things that would happen is that we all go to the park first thing in the morning. And now I'm getting the error message again. Okay, so we would go to the park first thing in the morning, and everybody bring their stuff and put it down someplace. And we practice Tai Chi, we practice Chi, we practice whatever it was we were going to practice that day, empty hand. And then the teacher would say, you know, everybody who wants to practice sword, go get your sword. And we'd all scurry away and get our swords and come back and we'd practice sword. I want to check something real quick to see if I can get rid of this error message over here. Give me just a second. Okay, still having the issue, but it's a little bit different. Hang on. Hang on. All right. Give me a second. Fingers crossed. It's iffy, but it's better. Alright, I explained yesterday that I have worked on the network problem, so that's fine. And I discovered that my outbound connection is really not very good. So I maneuvered some things here so that I could try and make it better. Kinda. Alright, so at least I'm not getting the errors that I was getting all the time. And the stream is showing me now that it is connected. So I just moved a couple things around and tried to make some adjustments. I'll work on it again after we get done. I'll work on it again today so that I'm going to try my best with what I have to keep going and at the same time see what I can do to make this better so that I don't have to keep doing this. It's unfortunate that it's unfortunate. I'm just put it that way. It's unfortunate. All right. And if it's somebody hacking me, I'm really, really annoyed by that. This is, yeah. Anyway, all right, so no, I don't need you, cat. My cat's coming to help. She's not. She's coming to complain about me. All right. Fingers crossed. Let's try it again. Oh. Okay. This says good. This says good. Fingers crossed. Try it again. All right, so we warmed up, and I sharpened my fingers on the keyboard a little bit. All right, we're going to do just a little bit to warm up the wrist. All right, little circle. Now, I gave this with the basic sets. This is your figure. And that's why, there you go. All right. I am live and I am leaving it up. All right. That is exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about keeping your hand open, letting things be flexible, moving flexible, letting the sword move flexibly in your hand, and hanging on to it. All right, it's back to the error again. All right, I'm going to assume that I'm okay because this machine over here is telling me I'm okay. Previously, it was not. This one over here is telling me the stream may be a little funky. And now this one's telling me it's going to be. One more time. Trying anything I can do to get this stream working, y'all. I apologize for this. I'm all excited about being able to do this morning. And technology is not cooperating with me. All right. Try it again. And actually, I may, if this keeps up, I may have to see about using something, doing something else. But and fingers crossed, this is going to work. I'm going to start over. And I'm going to trim this later. And it's not going to bother nobody because I don't see anybody watching. There is that. All right. Coffee. Starting over. There's the error again. Yeah, I'm still trying to fix that. And again, this idea that I don't have that many folks watching right now could make that for a good thing. All right. Maybe. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to sync up here for a second. $29. Great. 30 minutes of stuff. Good morning. It is Wednesday, September 1st, 2021. My name is Jerry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Taiji Sword. I am experiencing some network issues, and it's been a couple of minutes of trying to get them resolved. Right now, I am seeing that it's more or less okay, and I'm going to continue Wudang Taiji Sword. Yeah. Wudang Taiji Sword is something that we use, Wudang Taiji, right? Wudang Taiji Sword. The methods that we use in our sword form are in some ways similar to the methods that we use in our empty hand form. When I was first learning, we would come to the park in the morning and everybody bring whatever we're going to practice with, and we'd put our stuff down. And we'd go practice Tai Chi and Xing Yi and whatever else we were going to practice that morning, empty hand. And then the teacher would say, okay, who wants to practice sword? Everybody get your sword. We're going to practice sword. That's where I learned. I had started studying sword before I went to China. I was learning Yang style Tai Chi, and I had started learning Yang style sword. The methods are different. The weapon, jian, is the same. Double-sided sword. Okay. So let's do just a little basic warm up the wrist. And I taught this with our with the basic sets for sword. Been doing those for the last 4 weeks, right? This gets the wrist warmed up, and one of the things, and you see me doing this when I have the sword in my hand, you'll see me turning it around, turning it over, doing some things. It is important to become comfortable with what you have in your hand, right? To be able to hold on to it, to be able to turn it around, not drop it, right? All of that is important. More so as we start working through Wudang Taiji form. Okay? So, I'm talking about this for a second. As we start to form, there are a couple of things, and I talked about this a little bit in the basic class with the idea of how do you hold the sword and what are we doing with this, right? Okay, so if you'll notice where my hand is, and as I turn it over, I have my hand behind the hilt, and it's back here, not up here. We don't hold this part of the sword, no. I have my hand back far enough that I have good control through my wrist and the hilt of the sword. Fingertips, right? I can do something with this. As I open, I need to give myself room to take the sword in the other hand, right? Because that's what I'm going to do. If my hand is here, not only is it more awkward for me to maneuver the sword, right? It's not balanced. My grip can't be balanced at this point. At least back to here, right? Leave yourself room that you can take the sword in your other hand. All right, now, as we start, and this is true for just about every straight sword form that I have seen, as well as all the Tai Chi straight sword forms that I have seen. We're going to start with the idea that the sword is straight at the shoulder, right behind my shoulder. Not out over there. Right? Over here. Right? Let me step over here for a second. Right? So, it's not out here. And it's not back the other way towards my head. Right here over the shoulder. Straight. No. Yes. So my hand, depending on my arm, right? How big is my arm? How big is my body? Where am I in space, right? In order for the sword to be straight, where does my hand need to be? If it's here, the sword's not going to be quite straight. If it's here, it's not going to be quite straight. But here, it can be. All right? We want it. These are basic things, I know. But if we don't pay attention to them, the more complicated things we're going to miss entirely. All right? So, as we start, feet together, stand straight, sword straight, check that, circle to the front, salute, and come back to where you were. Alright? One more time this way. Okay, so it's simple, very straightforward. The empty hand two fingers together, 3 fingers over here. This follows the sword hand, okay? We don't usually have a grabbing hand with the sword. It's the sword fingers. All right, it could be there, it could, but we don't normally do that, okay? So, feet together, stand straight, salute, sink onto the right, push out through the left, turn the heel, bring the right in, come to center. This is exactly the same as for Wudang Taiji. This is exactly the same opening for Wudang Taiji. We're going to continue it, except with the sword in hand, right? Turn to the left, come on up, push down on the right, and the center, up, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now, we can make that 3 or we can make it 5. I have learned both. So, I'm going to use 3 for today, and then we'll pay attention to what we need to adjust for 5 next week. Alright? Again, this is exactly the same 3 to 5 difference, right? Beginning is exactly the same as for Wudang Taiji. Stand straight, feet together, pull up through the crown of the head, sword hand over here. Pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Salute. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sink. Open the left. Transfer the weight. Pull the right in. And turn. Turn to the left. Down. Up. Down. Up along the center. Up. And 1, 2, 3. Alright? Again, exactly the same. What we're going to do next isn't. Alright. We're here. Shift back and step out. Here. Shift back. Step out. Shift back. Step out. Notice where the transfer happens. Pay attention to the angle of the sword. All right? Here. Turn the waist. Bring it all around. Come to here. Take the sword here. I don't come here. No. Everything turns. Feet together, stand straight. Relax the breath, relax the back, make sure your sword is straight. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, salute. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sink. Open. Pull in. Turn to the left. And to the right. Keep the sword hand. Up. 1, 2, 3. Shift back, turn, and step out. All right, I talked a little bit about shift back. I didn't talk about step out. There is, and I talked about this a little bit in our basic sword class with the idea of slice and stab. As we come back, here, all right, I want to be not stuck on my other hand. I want to do that. All right, this is slice down and up. Okay, we need to be careful because we're going to turn around and go the other way. But this idea that this is step out, come back. This edge of the blade and the tip matter. We are paying attention to them in this particular move. All right? Do that again. From here, shift back. All right? Hey, don't overreach. This is the same idea. How far you go. It's the same idea that we have with all of our empty hand sets. That we have to know how long our foot is, how long our leg is, how long the arm is, how much distance we can cover to go where. Okay? Knowing how long your sword is, it kind of comes with. But, all right, I talked about that. Give or take the length of your leg. Here's my hip, my leg, and my foot, right? Give or take the length of your leg. Too much longer, it becomes unwieldy for you. Too much shorter, and it's also unwieldy, okay? So the person and the length of the sword make a difference. All right. From the beginning. Feet together. Stand straight. Check the sword. A little lazy hand over there. Alright? Pull up through the crown head. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Salute. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sink. Open. turn the toes, center, turn left, up, down, around to the center, and turn 1, 2, 3, shift back, step out. All right, relax for a second. I'm gonna get a sip of coffee. Yeah, I most definitely have to do something with this connection because I would like anybody that's watching to have a whole lot better experience than what this thing is showing me up over here. It'll be okay in playback. The recording tends to be okay. It's not skippy and jumpy, but getting it out there is, well, thanks AT&T. All right. Yeah, I promise. I intend to continue these classes until at least next year. Right? Yeah, I talked about this in my video a couple weeks ago when I was talking about what we're going to start in September. All right, so this class goes through the end of the year. We're going to do some more sword, and that goes through until August of 2022. So the connection problem is going to get fixed. It's going to get fixed. It's going to get fixed. Meantime, recordings are good. All right, and I'm gonna work on this a little bit more to see if I can't get something better than what I've got. For this morning, we have a review. And I tell you what, I'm going to start over here. Watch for, just while we wait for the video thing over here. Watch for 1 minute. Might be less than a minute. Alright, so feet together, stand straight. Check the sword position, check the hand position. Alright? Salute. And return to where you were. Sink onto the right, open the left, come on back, turn the left, down, up, come across, down, through the center, up, 1, 2, 3. Turn your foot when you turn. Don't leave your foot behind. Right? As I turn my foot. Here. Shift back. Step in. Alright. This basic idea gets developed, shall we say.